take a walk down memory lane. Think about your first time at an amusement park. Look at your surroundings. You're walking outside, the weather is nice, the sun's rays are kissing your cheek, oh so gently. You're with your family and your friends. You feel good. The atmosphere is filled with all the pleasant smells of the sweet treats and great food. You hear the crowd's excitement as they play games and ride roller coasters. Today, I take you on a journey with me as we go down memory lane to understand and take a look at life's ups and downs. During this journey, we will discuss important things related to having courage, overcoming stigma, and being flexible to embrace new ideas for families, caregivers, and loved ones. Hello, I'm Dr. Charlene Whitaker-Brown, a clinical professor in the School of Nursing at the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. Within the past 5 years, my interests have expanded to include the mental health and wellness of caregivers of those living with Alzheimer's and dementia. Speaking of Alzheimer's and dementia, what is it? Well, it's important for us to first understand the aging brain. So in the aging brain, wisdom and expertise increase with age. However, processing information, memory and recall slows down. Some forgetfulness is normal, but memory loss is not. Alzheimer's is an irreversible, progressive brain disease that slowly destroys memory, thinking skills and thought processes, and recall. It's characterized by amyloid plaques and tangles in the brain, and it's the most common cause of dementia. You ask what dementia is. It's an umbrella term used to describe memory and other cognitive changes that affect daily lives of individuals. What many don't know is that 20 years before Alzheimer's symptoms can occur, we might have things brewing. 7 million people in the United States have Alzheimer's and dementia. So, let's go back to the amusement park. This time, there's excitement in the air. The food smells amazing. We're relaxed. Now, think about being there with a loved one living with Alzheimer's or dementia. Things might move a little differently. The sounds might be unsettling. The questions might repeat. The pace might slow down. Although the atmosphere is the same, the experience feels different. Not because the moment has lost meaning, but now it requires more presence and patience. Which leads us to our first key point, which is having courage to face stigma. Our second critical point is the challenge caregivers face overcoming stigma. And it's like moments like this that it's not the diagnosis that's the problem. It's the fear of being judged. Judge when it takes too long to make a decision. Judge when a question repeats. Or judge when someone doesn't respond the way we expect. So families adapt. We leave early. We stop going out. We shrink our world. Not because life has ended, but stigma makes it feel unsafe to stay. And that's where my roles come together. I'm a nurse, I'm a clinical professor, and like many of you, I'm also a caregiver. Now, caregiving isn't something that I studied from a distance. It's something that I live quietly, imperfectly, and with great love. Caregiving hasn't made drastic changes in my life, but I've been able to accept the role that I have. One thing I want you all to know, one of the most important people in my life is my mom. She's living this story with me. We're living this story together. Caregivers, we are not alone. There are more than 12 million caregivers in the United States taking care of their loved ones. That's a total of 19 billion hours of unpaid, dedicated care. Think about that. That's about 2.2 million years of care consecutively, back to back, for a total of $413 billion in 2024 of unpaid care. One of the greatest lessons caregiving has taught me is that when memory becomes fragile, presence becomes powerful. And sometimes that lesson comes in unexpected ways. Let me show you a photo. This is a photo that was taken just after a roller coaster ride. My son looks like he just survived a near-death experience. And my mother, beaming, excited, ready to go again. So caregiving isn't about things disappearing, but it's reimagining life and recognizing that joy does not disappear. It just shows up differently. Sometimes louder, sometimes shorter, and sometimes with your hands in the air on a roller coaster. I want you to take a look at this video. Reimagining, it's important we reimagine how we show up. So critical. And to build on our courage and understanding stigma, it's important that we understand being flexible. That's essential. Flexible for adapting to new realities. So you ask, so now what? Now what do we do when life no longer looks like we planned? Caregiving has taught me this. You don't wait for life to return to normal. You learn to live where you are fully right then and right now. Reimagining means letting go of past expectations, and finding joy, like the video, in small, quiet moments. Presence is more important than perfection. Presence is more important than perfection. Sometimes success is simply being present. And for my family, that looks like taking hikes, throwing a football, and dancing. Caregivers, it's important for us to reimagine how we show up for ourselves. Understanding that strength isn't doing everything alone. Strength means being flexible, asking for help, and practicing self-care. Caregivers are not failing. They are adapting. And for our communities, it's important for us to reimagine how we interact with our people. Let's go back to the amusement park one last time. The lines are long, the noise is loud, and the rides keep moving. For a second, let's think about what if the communities were designed with the thought or the notion that memory looks different for different people. Because dementia-friendly communities are not about slowing everything down, they're about making space. Space to take a little longer at the ticket booth, space to repeat a question without embarrassment, and space to stay rather than quietly leave. So our roller coaster experience exemplifies presence over perfection, adapting to life's unexpected turns, understanding that as being on the roller coaster, if you adapt to life's unexpected turns, that does bring moments of joy and resilience. It's important for us to understand that we must have courage, strength to overcome stigma, and the flexibility to adapt. One of the things I want to share with you that I learned as a caregiver, what the data doesn't capture. Caregivers grieve while still showing up. Reimagining life means recognizing grief, embracing gratitude, and loving others. So once again, with life's twists and turns that require courage to overcome stigma and strength to overcome stigma, and the idea of having flexibility to adapt. To you, caregivers, thank you for showing up. Thank you for having compassion, strength, and unwavering dedication. This moment is for all of us to celebrate. To my mom, who inspires my purpose, thank you for being love, kind, gentle, strength, compassion. Thank you for showing me the importance of love and perseverance. And finally, to you, my challenge is, the next time you go to the amusement park and get on that roller coaster, would you make sure you have space and give space for everyone to stay seated, hands in the air.